Keep your spine straight. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in. Hold it there. Om. 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Yovantah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayatyakhila Shakti Dharasvadhamna अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये ईश्वरः परमः कृष्णः सच्चिदानन्दविग्रहः अनादिरादिर्गोविन्दः सर्वकारणकारणम् कृष्णं नारायणं वन्दे कृष्णं वन्दे व्रजप्रियम् कृष्णं द्वैपायनं वन्दे कृष्णं वन्दे पृथासुतम् सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः रमापतिपदाम्भोज परिस्फुरति मानसम् सेनापतिमहं वन्दे विश्वक्सेनं निरन्तरम् प्रह्लादनारद पराशर पुण्डरीक व्यासम्बरीश शुक शौनक भीष्मदाल्भ्याम् रुक्माङ्गदार्जुन वसिष्ठ विभीषणादीन् पुण्यानिमान् परमभागवतान् स्मरामि ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदा यथा विनिमयः यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमः निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते प्रकृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयम् मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरह कातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितितीर्षतान्तमोऽन्धम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रये यस्य भगवताख्या सर्वेषां भक्तिदानृणां सेव करुणा सिन्धुः बोधितात्मा गुरुर्मम तस्मै श्री वासुदेवाय धरणीसुररूपिणे गुरुवायुपुरेशाय तुभ्यं श्री गुरवे नमः शङ्खचक्रगदा पद्मधारिणे गुरुरूपिणे गुरुवायुपुरेशाय वासुदेवाय ते नमः संसारसागरे मग्नं दीनं मां करुणानिधे कर्मग्राहगृहीताङ्गं मामुद्धर भवार्णवात् श्रीमद्भागवताख्योऽयं प्रत्यक्षः कृष्ण एव हि स्वीकृतोऽसि मया नाथ मुक्त्यर्थं भवसागरे मनोरथो मदीयोऽयं सफलः सर्वथा त्वया निर्विघ्नेनैव कर्तव्यः दासोऽहं तव केशव शुकरूपप्रबोधज्ञ सर्वशास्त्रविशारद एतत् कथा प्रकाशेन मदज्ञानं विनाशय पीताम्बरं करविराजितचक्रशङ्खं कौमोदकी सरसिजं करुणासमुद्रम् राधासहायमतिसुन्दरमन्दहासं वातालयेशमनिशं हृदि भावयामि वातालयेशमनिशं हृदि भावयामि Pranams to the Lord. Pranams to all the Mahatmas in tonight's Srimad Bhagavad session. We have had last class about 3 weeks ago, and then we are having now. 3 weeks ago, we had completed the 6th chapter of 3rd canto with the shlokas, but we hadn't read the meaning. We'll read that, and then immediately we'll slip into the 7th chapter. In this chapter, what we are seeing is the cosmic form of the Lord. We have done in so many suktas, Lord comes like that. Which sukta comes in your mind first?
Purusha Sukta.
Purusha Sukta it comes. And what the most popular of the Shiva, what we chant, where we get that cosmic form. Swami Vedananda had started teaching us what was Rudra. And he was explaining that Bablush, I can still remember in our Singapore ashram presence.
No, Nirvana Shatakam, is it? Oh.
No, Rudra.
Oh.
So when he started to take a portion of Rudra, then he had explained how Lord is that Bablush, how his Virat form was explained. So now we'll continue in that note. And so once we have this basic straight in our mind, we will not mistake the world as an object of enjoying in a material sense. We will enjoy the divinity of. So on Wednesday we had a Gita class, and we have started with chapter 7 over there. So far we have arrived somehow. Tatti mutti vannu na parnya bola. It's like that one. It's like, okay, pushed. And somehow we have come at 7th chapter. And we were seeing that bhinna prakriti rashtadha when it comes in. So one of the point we picked up was this, that once Bhagwan is only saying, no, Bhagavad Gita, what Bhagwan has sung. Okay, if Bhagwan is saying that bhinna prakriti rashtadha, my only prakritis are, and then he's saying this bhumi rapo nalo hai. If Bhagwan is saying that this earth or this water or this Vayu or whatever Buddhi is me. If Bhagwan is saying, what more better proof you need above that? We need that our Indriya should feel it and then we'll believe Bhagwan. So when we hear from it like that, then our looking at a lump of a mud, a mountain, a barren land or any land, we should be able to see Krishna only in it, right? Because he's the one who said so, that here it is. Some water body, whether it is a river or a waterfall, or maybe some garden fountain. Garden fountain, maybe you have sponsored the money, the gardener has put some factory person, something, whoever, that landscape person, whoever can take the credit. You can bring the water only what is available. You can't create a water, right? You can go digging with the borewell down to tap the source of a water, but you're not manufacturing the water. What is there only can be got. Something different. You can't construct a new earth, a lump of soil. You can construct a house. But the the earth part of it, the Prithvi Tattva of it is provided. On that only it can happen. So now that shift from that material should go, that is only the Lord. Is the Lord has expressed in a brick or a stone. The Lord has expressed in water or a fire. The Lord has expressed in the wind. There is a shift in the vision that we see that now no more it should remain as a mere material. We can sit in the comfort of our house in a AC room under the fan, everything. You only purchased whatever is the aircon, you only did it, whatever. That manufacturing of the air is not possible. And devices you can manufacture. So now the shift in our vision should start coming to see the divinity in what is actually provided to us already, which we are not realizing. Then summers we won't say it's hot, 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 and winter we won't say it's cold, cold, cold. We can just be as it is. Because if we start expressing that it's so hot, no, it's so hot, no, neither that hot is going to reduce and we will be more aware of it and still feel more hot. Okay? And is it so cold, so cold? Yeah, then you start shivering more cold. And you've passed on that bug to another person, another bug says, yeah, it's so cold and so freezing, this. But we should see it through the filter of the Lord. So now when we read the meaning and when Lord is describing his cosmic form, it will all be material thing or it will be the Indriya or the power of the Indriya. No more it should stay for us at that level. A little deeper, we should bring the filter of the Lord to see that thing through the vision that he is giving us. So once that happens, something inside us changes. It's no more the same. Our utility value will remain the same. The understanding would go in a very different channel. The sorrows will become less. You don't complain so much. Okay, you've come in this form, it's fine. Now I will I accept you in this form. So it goes like that. You are expressing like this now. What you want me to learn? Should I build up my endurance or forbearance, tolerance, or what are you giving me? Because you are seeing Lord only. So Lord is coming in that form. One stupid example I'm going to give. So there was this lizard. It was scared of me and I was scared of it. Both had no place to escape inside in this mirror. And you have come in this form now. And show any other form. Or come in another form. Earlier it would be yells and screams and my God, what not would that lizard where to and what panic button. So the fear is not into a panic mode. Please just take away this form and come in a different way, please. It's like that request going on. So some small thing, very funny, very stupid, but it helps. uh, that when you abhor a thing, it keeps coming in front of you. So now it's been few days. It's not visiting that same place anymore. Otherwise, it would always be there. And I'm about to put the switch on and it would be there. So to touch the switch or not would be. So I'd go with the mobile light whether I'm going to touch it or not. So now it's few days, it's not there. Otherwise, it was a dreadful thing that, oh, would I touch it? Otherwise, it was also not moving, thinking that what? So sometimes it doesn't, if it goes on its own somewhere, that's fine. But if it is not going also, it's also good. So some stupid thing, but something changes for sure. Let's go ahead. So we are going to read meaning from verse number 10 onwards. Verse 10's meaning onwards we have not read. Recalling the prayer of the deities presiding over Mahatattva and other categories that had been entrusted with the duty of creating the universe, the Lord, who is beyond sense perceptions, illumined the cosmic being with his own effulgence in the shape of consciousness in order to be awakened their potentialities. Now, hear from me as I tell you how many abodes for the deities presiding over the senses of perception. Excuse me. Now, hear from me as I tell you how many abodes for the deities presiding over the sense of perception and the organs of action appeared in the body of cosmic being, illumined as he now was by the Lord's effulgence in the shape of consciousness. First of all, there appeared in him a mouth, the god of fire, one of the 10 protectors of the world, whose abode it is, entered it along with his power, the organ of speech, by means of which Jiva, embodied soul, utters words. Then appeared in the body of Sri Hari, the cosmic being, palate, the abode of Varuna, the god presiding over the waters. Another protector of the world, who entered it along with his power, the sense of taste, by means of which the Jiva perceives taste. Next appeared in the body of the cosmic being a pair of nostrils, the abode of the twin gods Ashwinis, the celestial physicians, who entered them along with their power, the olfactory sense, the means of perceiving odor. Now appeared in the body of the cosmic being a pair of eyes, Twashta, the sun god, another protector of the world, entered them along with his power, that is the sense of sight, the means of perceiving colors. Again, appeared on his body the skin, the seat of the tactile sense. The wind god, another protector of the world, entered it along with his power, the tactile sense, by means of which the jiva experiences touch. Further appeared in his body a pair of ears, the personal abode of Dig Devatas, the deities presiding over the cardinal points, who entered them along with their power, that is the auditory sense, by means of which Jiva perceives sound. Then appeared on his body the skin, the seat of hair, the abode of deities presiding over the annual plants or herbs that die after they have ripened, who entered it along with their power in the shape of hair, by means of which the Jiva feels the itching sensation. Next appeared on his body a penis, the abode of Prajapati himself, the god residing over creation, who entered it along with his power the capacity to procreate, by means of which Jiva experienced the joy of copulation. Now appeared in the body of the cosmic moon an anus, the god Mitra, one of the 12 sons of Aditi, who preside over the sun by rotation for 1 month. a protector of the world, entered it along with his power, the organ of defecation, by means of which the jiva evacuates his bowels. Again appeared on his body a pair of hands, arms, the god Indra, the lord of paradise, entered them along with his power, the capacity to hold and let go an object, by means of which the jiva makes his living. Further appeared on his person a pair of feet, legs, Lord Vishnu, the supreme protector of the world, entered them along with his power, the faculty of locomotion, by means of which the jiva reaches the place he intends to visit. Subsequently appeared in him the intellect, the abode of Brahma, the lord of Saraswati, the goddess presiding over speech, who entered it along with his power, the faculty of understanding, the means of apprehending that which is to be known. Thereafter appeared in him a heart, the abode of moon god, who entered it along with his power, mind, by means of which jiva indulges in thoughts of various kinds. Subsequent to this appeared in him the ego, the abode of the god Rudra, the deity presiding over the ego, who entered it along with his power, the feeling of egotism, by means of which the jiva entertains the sense of duty. Then appeared in him a chitta, the seat of intellection, the abode of Brahma, the deity presiding over the Mahatattva, or the principle of cosmic intelligence, who entered it along with his power, the faculty of intellection, by means of which the jiva distinguishes between the right and the wrong. From discrimination, that is. From his head emanated the heavenly world, the earth from his feet, and the sky, the space between the heaven and the earth, from his navel. In these regions are found the gods and the other beings, such as men and ghosts, etc. The evolutes of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, respectively. Out of these, the gods, through the predominance of Sattva, the quality of goodness, found their abode in heaven. Human beings and other creatures that are useful to the latter obtain their residence on earth because of their Rajasic temperament, while the hosts of Rudra's attendants, spirits, ghosts, etc., took up their residence in the sky between the heaven and earth, which represents the navel of the cosmic being. From the mouth of the cosmic being emanated the Vedas, O Vidura, ornament of the Kurus, as well as the Brahmana, who came to be foremost of all the Varnas, as well as the teacher, only because he sprang from the mouth of the cosmic being. From the arms of the cosmic being emanated the vocation of Kshatriya, that is the protection and governance of people, as well as the Kshatriya himself, who is devoted to that profession and who, being a ray of Lord Vishnu, the protector of the universe, is born to protect the other Varanas against the ravages of thieves and robbers. From the thighs of that Almighty Lord, the cosmic being, proceeded agriculture and other occupations of Vaishya, which provides subsistence in the shape of food and other necessaries of life to the whole world. It's also the Vaishya himself who, by his own pursuit, procures a living for all mankind. From the Lord's feet was evolved the calling of service, which is essential for the proper discharge of all sacred duties. And from those very feet, for carrying on this spiritual pursuit, was produced of yore the Shudra, whose very occupation secures the pleasure of the Lord. For the purification of the heart, all these four classes reverently adore, by means of their respective duties, their own father, Sri Hari, from whom they all sprang up, along with the several occupations. Who can dare describe in full, O Vidura, the cosmic body of the Lord, who has time, karma, and svabhava, the innate disposition of the jivas for his potencies, the body which reveals the might of the Lord's Yogamaya divine power? Yet, in order to purify my own speech, which has been rendered foul by other profane tongue, I proceed to sing, dear Vidura, the glory of Sri Hari according to my own lights and on the basis of what I have heard from my preceptor. The wise declare that the sole utility of men's speech decidedly lies in uttering the praises of the Lord, who is the foremost of those enjoying the highest renown, and that the sole utility of one's ears lies in their coming into touch with the nectar-like discourses on Sri Hari delivered by learned men. Was it possible, dear child, for Brahma, the first of all seers, to fathom the glory of Sri Hari, the universal spirit, even after pondering it for 1,000 years with his intellect ripened to the practice of yoga? Therefore, the Lord's Maya deludes even those skilled in creating illusions. When the Lord himself does not know the course of his own Maya, how can others fathom it? Obeisance to the Lord, from whom not only speech and mind, but even Rudra, the deity presiding over the ego, and other gods, those presiding over the senses and the organs of action, return disappointed, unable to reach it. Thus, in the sixth book, in the book 3 of the great and glorious Bhagavad Purana, otherwise known as Paramhamsa Samhita. What is not Lord? What is not Lord? That is the question. स्मरन् विश्वसृजामीशः विज्ञापितमधोक्षजः 10th verse onwards विराजमतपत् स्वेन तेजसैषां विवृत्तये अथ तस्याभितप्तस्य कति चायतनानिह निरभिन्द्यं तदेवानां तानि मे गदत शृणु तस्याग्निरास्यं निर्भिन्नं लोकपालो विशत्पदं वाचा स्वांशेन वक्तव्यं ययासौ प्रतिपद्यते निर्भिन्नं तालुवरुणः लोकपालो विशद्धरेः जिह्वयांशेन च रसं ययासौ प्रतिपद्यते निर्भिन्ने अश्विनौ नासे विष्णुराविशतां पदं घ्राणेनांशेन गन्धस्य प्रतिपत्तिर्यतो भवेत् निर्भिन्ने अक्षिणी त्वष्टा लोकपालो विशद्विभोः चक्षुषांशेन रूपाणां प्रतिपत्तिर्यतो भवेत् निर्भिन्नान्यस्य चर्माणि लोकपालो नीलो विशत् प्राणिनांशेन संस्पर्शं येनासौ प्रतिपद्यते कर्णावस्य विनिर्भिन्नौ धिष्ण्यं स्वं विविशुर्दिशः श्रोत्रेणांशेन शब्दस्य सिद्धियेन प्रपद्यते त्वचमस्य विनिर्भिन्नां विविशुर्धिष्ण्यमोषधीः अंशेन रोमभिकण्डुं यैरसौ प्रतिपद्यते मेढं तस्य विनिर्भिन्नं स्वधिष्ण्यङ्क उपाविशत् रेतसांशेन येनासौ आनन्दं प्रतिपद्यते गुदं पुंसो विनिर्भिन्नं मित्रो लोकेश आविशत् वायुनांशेन येनासौ विसर्गं प्रतिपद्यते हस्तावस्य विनिर्भिन्नौ इन्द्रस्वर्पतिराविशत् वार्तयांशेन पुरुषः यया वृत्तिं प्रपद्यते पादावस्य विनिर्भिन्नौ लोकेशो विष्णुराविशत् गत्या स्वांशेन पुरुषः यया प्राप्यं प्रपद्यते बुद्धिं चास्य विनिर्भिन्नां वागीशोधिष्ण्यमाविशत् बोधेनांशेन बोद्धव्य प्रतिपत्तिर्यतो भवेत् हृदयं चास्य निर्भिन्नं चन्द्रमाधिष्ण्यमाविशत् मनसांशेन येनासौ विक्रियां प्रतिपद्यते आत्मानं चास्य निर्भिन्नम् अभिमानो विशत्पदं कर्मणांशेन येनासौ कर्तव्यं प्रतिपद्यते सत्त्वं चास्य विनिर्भिन्नं महाधिष्ण्यमुपाविशत् चित्तेनांशेन येनासौ विज्ञानं प्रतिपद्यते शीर्ष्णोऽस्यद्यौर्धरापद्भ्यां खन्नाभेरुदपद्यत गुणानां वृत्तयो येषु प्रतीयन्ते सुरादयः आप्यन्तिकेन सत्त्वेन दिवं देवाः प्रपेदिरे धरां व्रजस्वभावेन पणयो ये च ताननु तातीयेन स्वभावेन भगवन्नाभिमाश्रिताः उभयोरन्तरं व्योम ये रुद्रपार्षदाङ्गणाः मुखतो वर्तत ब्रह्म पुरुषस्य कुरुद्वः यस्तून्मुखत्वाद्वर्णानां मुख्यो भूद्ब्राह्मणो गुरुः बाहुभ्यो वर्तत क्षत्रं क्षत्रियस्तदनुव्रतः यो जातस्त्रायते वर्णान् पौरुषः कण्टकक्षतात् विशोवर्तं ततस्योर्वोः विशोर्वर्तं ततस्योर्वोः लोकवृत्तिकरीर्विभोः वैश्यस्तदुद्भवो वार्तां नृणाय समवर्तयत् पद्भ्यां भगवतो जज्ञे शुश्रूषा धर्मसिद्धये तस्यां जातः पुरा शूद्रः यद्वृत्त्या तुष्यते हरिः एते वर्णा स्वधर्मेण यजन्ति स्वगुरुं हरिं श्रद्धयात्मविशुद्ध्यर्थं यज्जाता सह वृत्तिभिः एतक्षत्तर्भगवतः दैवकर्मात्मरूपिणः कश्रद्दध्यादुपाकर्तुं योगमायाबलोदयम् अथापि कीर्तयाम्यङ्ग यथामति यथा श्रुतम् कीर्तिं हरे स्वां सत्कर्तुं गिरमन्याभिधासतीम् एकान्तलाभं वचसोऽनुपुंसां सुश्लोकमौलेर्गुणवादमाहुः श्रुतेश्च विद्वद्भिरुपाकृतायां कथासुधायामुपसम्प्रयोगम् आत्मनो वासितो वत्स महिमा कविनादिना संवत्सर सहस्रान्ते धिया योग विपक्वया अतो भगवतो माया मायिनामपि मोहिनी यत्स्वयं चात्मवर्तात्मा न वेद किमुता परे यतो प्राप्य न्यवर्तन्त वाचश्च मनसा सह अहञ्चान्य इमे देवाः तस्मै भगवते नमः ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां तृतीयस्कन्धे षष्ठोऽध्यायः सदा सर्वत्र गोविन्द नाम संकीर्तनं गोविन्द गोविन्द नारायण अखिल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते. Let's dive into the next chapter immediately. Rajamma, we'll start with you. Others who want to volunteer, please raise your hands. अथ सप्तमोऽध्यायः. Now Vidura's questions will start. श्रीशुक उवाच
श्रीशुक उवाच
एवं ब्रुवाणं मैत्रेय
एवं ब्रुवाणं मैत्रेय
द्वैपायनसुतो बुधः
द्वैपायनसुतो बुधः
प्रीणयन्निव भारत्या विदुरः प्रत्यभाषत.
Shall I repeat? श्रीशुक उवाच एवं ब्रुवाणं मैत्रेय द्वैपायनसुतो बुधः प्रीणयन्निव भारत्या विदुरः प्रत्यभाषत.
Shuka continued, when Maitreya spoke thus, the enlightened Vidura, son of Dvaipayana Vedavyasa, further asked him as follows, delighting him by his speech as it were. Shri Shuka Vacha Evam Bruvanam Maitreya Dvaipayana Suto Buddhaha Prinayanniva Bharatya Vidura Pratyabhashata. Vidura
Vacha
Brahman Katham Bhagavataha. Oh no, Brahman.
This always is Brahman Katham Bhagavataha
Chinmatrasya vikarinaha Leelaya chapi yujjeran Nirgunasya gunah kriyaha Kridayamudhyamorbhasya कामश्चिक्रीडशान्यतः
कामश्चिक्रीडिशान्यतः
I didn't say D, I think. कामश्चिक्रीडिशान्यतः
कामश्चिक्रीडिशान्यतः
स्वतस्तृप्तस्य च कथम्
स्वतस्तु स्वतस्तृप्र can you repeat
तृप्तस्य
स्वतस्तृप्तस्य च कथम्
निवृत्तस्य सदान्यतः
निवृत्तस्य सदान्यतः
अस्राक्षीद् भगवान् विश्वम्
असाक्षीद् भगवान् विश्वम्
गुणमय्यात्ममायया
गुणमय्यात्ममायया
तया संस्थापयत्येतत्
तया संस्थापयेत्यत्
संस्थापयत्येतत्
तया संस्थापयत्येतत्
ततर यत्येतत् तया संस्थापयत्येतत्
तया संस्थापयत्येतत्
भूयः प्रत्यपि धास्यति
भूयः प्रत्यपि धास्यति
देशतः कालतो योऽसौ औ की मात्रा
देशतः कालतो योऽसौ
सौ औ की मात्रा अवस्थातः स्वतोऽन्यतः
अवस्थातः स्वतोऽन्यतः
विसर्गाः सकार अविलुप्तावबोधात्मा
अविलुप्तावबोधात्मा
सयुज्येता जया कथम्
सयुज्येता जया कथम्
भगवानेक एवैषः
भगवानेक एवैषः
सर्वक्षेत्रेष्वस्थितः
सर्वक्षेत्रेष्वस्थितः
अमुष्य दुर्भगत्वं वा
अमुष्य दुर्भगत्वं वा
क्लेशो वा कर्मभिः कुतः
क्लेशो वा कर्मभिः कुतः
एतस्मिन् मे मनो विद्वन्
एतस्मिन् मे मनो विद्वन्
विद्यते ज्ञानसङ्कटे
खिद्यते ज्ञानसङ्कटे
What was kha? I think swa. Sorry.
Which one? ज्ञानसङ्कटे
No. Kha only. I think I read it as swa. My specs and my print. 1 minute. Kha only it is. I read it wrong. Khidyate jnana sankate.
खिद्यते ज्ञानसङ्कटे
Tannah paranuda vibho.
तन्नः परानुद विभो
Kashmalam manasam mahat.
कश्मलं मानसं महत् विदुर उवाच ब्रह्मन् कथं भगवतः चिन्मात्रस्य विकारिणः लीलया चापि युज्यन् निर्गुणस्य गुणः क्रियाः क्रीडायामुज्जमोर्फस्य कामश्चिक्रीडिशान्यतः स्वतस्तृप्तस्य च कथम् स्वतस्तृप्तस्य च कथम् निवृत्तस्य सदान्यतः अस्राक्षीद् भगवान् विश्वम् गुणामय्यात्ममायया तया संस्थापयत्येतत् भूयः प्रत्यपिधास्यति देशतः कालतो योऽसौ अवस्थातः स्वतोऽन्यतः अविलुप्तावबोधात्मा सयुज्येता जया कथं भगवानेक एवैषः सर्वक्षेत्रेष्वस्थितः अमुष्य दुर्भगत्वं वा क्लेशो वा कर्मभिः कुतः एतस्मिन् मे मनो विद्वन् खिद्यते ज्ञानसङ्कटे तन्नः परानुदो विभो कश्मलं मानसं महत्.
Thank you, Rajama. It's always so nice to hear you chant.
Thank you.
Vidura asked, O holy sage, how can the Lord, who is pure consciousness, immutable and unqualified absolute, come to be associated with attributes and activity even in a sport? It is the hankering for pleasure and the desire to play with another child or plaything that impels a child to betake itself to play. But how can the Lord, who is satisfied in himself and is ever one without a second, take to play? It was through his own Maya, consisting of the three gunas, that the Lord created the universe. Nay, it is through the same Maya that he sustains it and finally withdraw it. How can he, whose knowledge, which is very nature, is never obscured by space, time, or circumstance, either by itself or through any other external cause, be associated with Maya? It is the Lord alone who is present in all bodies as the enjoyer. How can there be any ill luck for him? And how can he suffer any agony due to karmas? My mind, O sage, is much distracted, stuck as it is in this morass of ignorance. Remove, my Lord, this great confusion of my mind. Did we ever think of these questions? Such. And now we have to search the answer, isn't it? When he is fully satisfied in himself, why would he have desire to multiply? When Maya is his power only, then what is it that obscures his power? Only Vidura can ask the question. That's why he is Vidura. Vidura uvacha Brahman katham bhagavatah chinmatrasya vikariणः लीलया चापि युज्येरन् निर्गुणस्य गुणाः क्रियाः क्रीडायामुद्यमोर्भस्य कामश्चिक्रीडिषान्यतः स्वतस्तृप्तस्य च कथं निवृत्तस्य सदान्यतः अस्राक्षीत् भगवान् विश्वं गुणमय्यात्ममायया तया संस्थापयत्येतद् भूयः प्रत्यपिधास्यति देशतः कालतो योऽसौ अवस्थातस्वतोऽन्यतः अविलुप्तावबोधात्मा सयुज्येता जया कथं भगवानेक एवैषः सर्वक्षेत्रेष्वस्थितः अमुष्य दुर्भगत्वं वा क्लेशो वा कर्मभिः कुतः एतस्मिन् मे मनो विद्वन् खिद्यते ज्ञानसङ्कटे तन्नः परानुद विभो कश्मलं मानसं महत्. Larita Ma, phonics 7 verses. Shri Shuka Uvacha
श्रीशुक उवाच
Taithanchoditah Kshatra
सैत्थञ्चोदितः क्षत्रा
Tattvajidnyasuna Munihi
तत्त्वजिज्ञासुना मुनिः
Pratyaha Bhagavan Chittaha
प्रत्याह भगवच्चित्तः
Mayannivagasmayaha
मयन्निवगतस्मयः
Maitreya Uvacha
मैत्रेय उवाच
Seyam Bhagavato Maya
प्रेयम् भगवतो माया
यन्न येन विरुध्यते
यन्न येन विरुध्यते
ईश्वरस्य विमुक्तस्य
ईश्वरस्य विमुक्तस्य
कार्पण्यमुत बन्धनम्
कार्पण्यमुत बन्धनम्
यदर्थेन विनामुष्य
यदर्थेन विनामुष्य
पुंस आत्मविपर्ययः
पुंस आत्मविपर्ययः.
Just give me 1 minute. Sorry. Okay. यदर्थेन विनामुष्य
यदर्थेन विनामुष्य
पुंस आत्मविपर्ययः
पुंस आत्मविपर्ययः
प्रतीयत उपद्रष्टुः
प्रतीयत उपद्रष्टुः
स्वशिरश्छेदनादिकः
स्वशिरश्छेदनादिकः
यथा जले चन्द्रमसः
यथा जले चन्द्रमसः
पदिस्तत्कृतो गुणः
पादिस्तत्कृतो गुणः
दृश्यते सन्नपि द्रष्टुः
दृश्यते सन्नपि द्रष्टुः
आत्मनो नात्मनो गुणः
आत्मनो नात्मनो गुणः
तवै निवृत्तिधर्मेण
वै निवृत्तिधर्मेण
सुदेवानुकम्पया
वासुदेवानुकम्पया
भगवद्भक्तियोगेन
भगवद्भक्तियोगेन
निरोधत्ते शनैरिह
निरोधत्ते शनैरिह
यदेन्द्रियोपरामोऽथ
यदेन्द्रियोपरामोऽथ
द्रष्ट्रात्मनि परे हरौ
द्रष्ट्रात्मनि परे हरौ
लीयन्ते तदा क्लेशाः
लीयन्ते तदा क्लेशाः
संसुप्तस्येव कृत्स्नशः
संसुप्तस्येव कृत्स्नशः
शेषसङ्क्लेशशमं विधत्ते
अशेषसङ्क्लेशशमौ विधत्ते
गुणानुवादश्रवणं मुरारेः
गुणानुवादश्रवणौ मुरारेः
तः पुनस्तच्चरणारविन्दपरागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा
कुतः पुनस्तच्छरणारविन्दपरागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा
तच्चरण च इस् अल्प प्राण not चरण not महाप्राण.
श्रीशुक उवाच स इत्थं चोदितः क्षत्रा तत्त्वजिज्ञासुना मुनिः प्रत्याह भगवच्चित्तः स्वयं गतस्मयः मैत्रेय उवाच तेयं भगवतो माया यन्न येन विरुध्यते ईश्वरस्य विमुक्तस्य कार्पण्यमुत बन्धनं यदर्थेन विनामुष्य पुंस आत्मविपर्ययः प्रतीयत उपद्रष्टुः स्वशिरश्छेदनादिकः यथा जले चन्द्रमसः कम्पादिस्तत्कृतो गुणः दृश्यते सन्नपि द्रष्टुः आत्मनो नात्मनो गुणः स वै निवृत्तिधर्मेण वासुदेवानुकम्पया भगवद्भक्तियोगेन तिरोधत्ते शनैरिह यदेन्द्रियोपरामोऽथ द्रष्ट्रात्मनि परे हरौ विलीयन्ते तदा क्लेशाः संसुप्तस्येव कृत्स्नशः अशेषसङ्क्लेशशमं विधत्ते गुणानुवादश्रवणं मुरारेः कुतः पुनस्तच्चरणारविन्द परागसेवारितरात्मलब्धा।
Thank you, Lalitama. Maitreya said, no, before that, Sri Shuka went on. Interrupted thus by Vidura, who was keen to know the truth, the sage who was free from all conceit replied as though smiling at him, his mind fixed on the Lord. Maitreya said that the spirit, who is the ruler and ever free, should feel miserable and fall into bondage is against all logic. Yet, such is the Lord's Maya, that is the deluding potency. It is because of this Maya that the Jiva appears to be bound, which is something contrary to its nature. Even though such a bondage does not exist in reality, just as a man sees himself beheaded in a dream, even though in reality his head has not been severed. Again, just as trembling and other characteristics which are attributable to water alone are seen in the moon as reflected in water, though really non-existent therein. So the attributes, birth, etc. of the body, which is not the soul, appear in the soul that has identified itself in a body, with the body. That false identification gradually disappears through the practice of devotion to the Lord, which is possible only by the grace of Lord Vasudeva, Shri Krishna, which in its turn is secured by discharging one's duties in a disinterested spirit in this world. When the senses have withdrawn from their objects and get exclusively devoted to Sri Hari, the Supreme Spirit and Seer, all the distractions of the soul in the shape of attachment and aversion, etc., vanish, as in the case of a man buried in a deep sleep. All one's afflictions are got rid by uttering and hearing the praises of Sri Krishna, the slayer of demon Mura. What wonder, then, what such a result should be brought about by the fondness developed in one's hand for worshipping the dust of his lotus feet. So we'll ponder on this for a week, and then next week Lalita, Nikhilaji and Sri Hariji and Lataji will start with the chanting next week. Because if you will get into another, we will not complete neither the chapter but also not the paragraph. But this whole paragraph is worth again dwelling on who is stuck, how one is stuck, and why one appears to be stuck. Shri Shuka Uvacha Saithanchoditaha Ksatra Tatvajidnyasuna Munihi Praptyaha Bhagavat Chittaha Smayanniva Gatasmayaha Maitreya Uvacha Seyam Bhagavato Maya Yam Nayena Virudhyate Ishwarasya Vimuktasya Karpanyamuta Bandhanam Yadarthena Vinamushya पुंसा आत्मविपर्ययः प्रतीयत उपद्रष्टुः स्वशिरच्छेदनादिकः यथा जले चन्द्रमसः कम्पादिस्तत्कृतो गुणः दृश्यते सन्नपि द्रष्टुः आत्मनो नात्मनो गुणः स वै निवृत्तिधर्मेण वासुदेवानुकम्पया भगवद्भक्तियोगेन तिरोधत्ते शनैरिह यदेन्द्रियोपरामोऽथ द्रष्ट्रात्मनि परे हरौ विलीयन्ते तदा क्लेशाः संसुप्तस्येव कृत्स्नशः अशेषसङ्क्लेशशमं विधत्ते गुणानुवादश्रवणं मुरारेः कुतः पुनस्तच्चरणारविन्दपरागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा. I think we'll pause over here rather than, though we can squeeze in 10 minutes for the next, but it won't still complete. So we'll hold on here. Next week, we'll try to complete this chapter and go on to the next chapter. Right? And probably after February, after our Parayana, somewhere in middle March or end of March, we will have our Canto 2's, we have to do the summary. Shobha ji and Radhakrishnan ji are traveling, and it is their turn to do it, so they are not available. Hence, we are waiting till they would arrive. They said they would pass on if somebody could read it. I said, no, your hard work, please. Anyway, our Canto 2 summary is been eternally waiting to reveal. So we said, okay, it's been already postponed for various reasons. We can wait some more time. And by the time if Canto 3 finishes, then we'll prepare that as well later on. And if not, we'll wait. Do first the Canto 2. Too much delay also we will forget, no? So that is also one problem. Okay. So let's end today's session and meet next Friday as well. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Hari Om everyone. Thank you for joining. I really pray our class continuity stays on. When we do it every week after week, there is something that keeps changing. But when a break comes, it's such an effort to rise up back. Something we should have our future. See you on next week. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Asha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.